We outside. Welcome to the channel. I want to encourage you to think about all the things, the beliefs that you believe, and the fears that you have, and take a moment and reflect on the root of these beliefs and these fears. I was walking and I was looking around as I do and taking pauses and observing, and those really big red wasp looking type bees, I don't know what they're called. I'm gonna Google it. If you know, comment it below. But they're very prevalent in the area that I live in. And at one point, they weren't. It's like as if they just appeared one day. And I recall seeing stories or hearing about stories on the news and from clips on social media about this infestation of this like super bee or whatever they were calling it at the time. And whenever I would start to see this bee or whatever it is, I would instantly have fear. And I've gotten used to them and I observe them, and they kind of just hover over the grass. Sometimes they fly very specific patterns. I remember when I would sit in my backyard and the same time every day, this super bee would fly on the exact same path. They almost at the exact same time of day. And as I'm outside and in nature as much as I am, I observe them, and they're very much focused on whatever it is that they're doing. They could care less that I'm here. They're not interested in me. So the fear that I once had for them has subsided because of all the experiences and observations I've had of them. So I have a 3-year-old nephew, and he likes to come outside and water the plants with me, and we talk about the things we see, and he gets very excited. And there was a shift that happened where he suddenly was afraid of flies. And a week before, he could care less that the flies were around. A week later, he's grabbing my leg and hiding. And he's calling the fly a fly and afraid and ready to go inside. And I was also thinking about the fact that I have another nephew who's a bit older, and he has a lot of anxiety and fear around bees and insects and things of that nature. And my sister despises when a fly gets in the house, that she goes on a rampage to destroy the fly and yells at everybody to quickly close the doors. And I realized that their energy around the fly began to fuel a fear and a belief in my nephew that the fly was something to be afraid of and was dangerous. So as we're outside and he's hugging my leg, hiding from the fly, I hold him close to my leg and I say to him, "Oh, look at the flies. They're flying. They're buzzing, just flying around, doing what flies do." Of course, most of us are annoyed by flies. They're very annoying. They buzz around. I'm not sure what their purpose is, but they're absolutely not something to be afraid of. But this is a fear and a belief that was put into him because of the environment and the energy of the people that was surrounding him. So when he's with me, his fear around the fly subsides, but it's still there. And I can't help but wonder if he understands that his fear is not his. But the truth is, I know the answer to that. Because how would he as a 3-year-old? Because as adults, at my big age, there's still fears and beliefs that I'm ciphering through to figure out the root of them and where they came from, and if they're mine, and do I want to remain attached and hold on to them? So your fears and your beliefs, are they yours? Do you really want to hold so tight to them? Do you know the root? Do you know where they come from? And I wonder if you were to examine the root, if you would be able to disassociate and let them go, because you realize that they're not yours. As always, be blessed, take care, and if you're here and you made it this far, then there absolutely was a message for you to receive. And I pray that you have the capacity to receive it. Thank you for your likes, your comments, your subscriptions, your subscribes. I am very grateful for this energetic exchange that we got going on here. Take care.